Hello everyone, I am Baza, and welcome back to Space Quest. In our last episode, we got woken up from our lovely nap. We got distracted from inspecting the janitorial equipment aboard the Arcada, to the Arcada being attacked by Saurians. We managed to make a daring escape and have crash land on the desert planet of Corona. Now, most of this part of the game takes place around this little mesa. At least, that is, if you want to avoid something like this. You hear a strange roar like something traveling through the atmosphere at a very high rate of speed. You have been driven into the ground like a flesh piton, Roger Wilco. Now that guy walking around is the Orat. You don't want to let him catch you. Orat is huge and ugly. Of course, your opinion may differ depending on what part of the universe you come from. It should also be mentioned that he is quite mean. What have we here? Orat has transformed you into a new source of recreation. You, of course, don't survive this treatment. It's tough to make friends around here. And you notice that the bridge is cracking. This is one of those bridges that Sierra likes, where you only have a certain number of times you can cross it. You have traveled a long way only to die by carelessly stepping to your death. What a clod. And there's the spider bot. Suddenly you see a large black metal sphere falling out of the sky, a Saurian spider droid. Upon touching down on the planet's surface, it sprouts legs and begins its search for you. You recall from an article in Space Piston magazine that this droid is designed to seek out organic life forms and self-destruct when contact is made. So, you don't want to touch it. Sierra and their friggin' 3D adventure game. That's one of my favorite death animations in the game right there. Just how your face pops out as you get pulled through the grate. You've been snatched from existence by a tentacled beast lurking beneath the grate. Feel the painful sting of digestive fluids. You lean over to drink from the tempting pool of liquid. As your lips touch the fluid, you feel a pain which could be likened to kissing a lit rocket nozzle. Now you know what they mean when they say, don't drink the water. That's right, you have no head. That darn pool must be filled with acid. You obviously can't go on living that way. You're in a large room in the cavern. There is a pathway above. At the south end of the room are two odd-looking units emitting beams of light. You're now lying on the floor in many pieces. Guess those beams meant business, Roger Wilco. You have quite cleverly turned the beam upon itself, frying it into inoperability. You are unpleasantly surprised by a drop of searing acid, which bores its way to your feet. As soon as you enter the room, you find yourself surrounded by darkness. Suddenly, you become aware of the fact that you cannot move or speak. A strange, unknown force has taken over. A massive holographic image appears before you. You sense that you are the only life form in the area. So you have found your way to my hallowed chamber. I have been monitoring your travels on our planet. It appears that you are up the proverbial estuary without a means of locomotion. You are obviously in need of transportation. Let us see if you are worthy of our assistance. On the surface lives a beast called Orat. He proves to be a bit of an annoyance on occasion. Dispose of him and bring back evidence of your conquest. Only then will I deal with your plight. Good luck, strange one. And so now we have to go kill the Orat. Now this is one of the two ways to kill the spider droid. It was not known that you are a master of the rock. That was a fine effort. Now, one thing we forgot to do is open the survival kit. This is your survival kit. It contains a Xenon army knife and a can of dehydrated water. Now, if you killed the droid by throwing the rock on him, then you're going to have to kill the Orat by throwing your dehydrated water at it. Orat, always in the mood for a snack, snatches the can out of the air with his spacious oral cavity, chews, and swallows it. He notices a rumbling deep within his abdomen. Orat's eyes prove to be bigger than his stomach for once. Incapable of becoming history's first living reservoir, his body succumbs to the intense internal pressure created by nearly 10 gallons of instantly reconstituted water. As a special bonus, you have received a much-needed shower. Now that is the only way to kill the Orat if you destroy the droid with the rock. Otherwise, there's a much cooler way to do it. The cave interior now features a lovely new jagged metal liberated entrails motif. The stench? Whew! Not even an all-text adventure would attempt that description. Now, the nice thing about killing them that way is you still have the water, and that can come in very handy. On the ground rests a gleaming chunk of Orat's anatomy. You reach down and take the Orat piece in your hand. Some of it oozes to fill the space between your fingers. The heat is causing you to develop quite a thirst. A drink of water would certainly be most pleasant. You are very much in need of water now. Your future will be a thing of the past without it. And if you see that, hopefully you haven't killed the Orat with the water, so that way you can drink it. You place your lips to the nozzle and draw. A fluid, not a very reasonable facsimile of water, is released slowly. While tasting slightly terrible, it quenches your thirst, at least for the time being. Otherwise, you're going to have this problem. You're dead, Roger Wilco. You have died of dehydration. Within a few hours, your gaunt corpse will have dried to a crisp, your powdered remains evenly distributed across the parched terrain by a searing gust. Now, you think this scene would have a little of the elevator coming down, but I suppose that simply finding this hidden elevator and writing it down doesn't deserve the reward of sound. One of the things that I think is most interesting about early Sierra games is how quiet they are. I mean, it's a good thing that there isn't the concept of the early PC sound systems. However, sound is almost like a reward in this game. Beyond like the environmental things, like the drips of acid in the cave, or the lasers in the cave, or the little boop 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 of the spider bot, you just don't really get any music. And most of the times when you do, it's because you did something good. Again, the massive holographic image appears before you. So you have returned. Fortunately, there is much more to you than meets the eye. Drop before me your proof of Orat's defeat for my inspection. You drop the Orat piece to the ground. The vision is silent. You're startled by a rumbling, and suddenly an oddly shaped door comes into view. It opens slowly. You hear a voice, different this time, beckoning you to step forward. Please don't be alarmed. We intend no harm. We are a peaceful race. We are cautious, however. Others don't share our way of life. Welcome to Corona. You are standing in the power generation facility of our underground settlement. All power here is produced by steam. That is unimportant to you, however. We have promised you transportation. It is a skimmer. It hovers approximately half-meter above the traveling surface. This is very important because of Grell. Grell and his like dwell in caves below the sand. If you stand on the surface too long, you chance becoming a rare, moist meal for him. You have just become a vertical meal for the local welcoming committee. The skimmer is programmed to take you to a settlement on the other side of Corona called Euland's Flats. You can make further travel arrangements there. Now, Euland's Flats is one of the most clever jokes in this game. I didn't realize it was a joke until, I was in my 30s. What is the joke? Well, what if you take the words and reverse them? I am sorry this is all we can offer. I hope your trip is a safe one. Board the skimmer when you are ready to depart. Good luck, strange one. The console consists of a monitor and a cartridge slot. There are also some readouts which indicate the status of some of the mechanisms in here. The cartridge snaps neatly into the slot and the screen comes alive. Whoever shall read this. My name is Dr. Vohal. I am a scientist with the Star Generator project aboard the Star Lab Arcata. We have just successfully completed development and testing of the Star Generator. During this time, I have come to believe that our progress has been monitored by others. I fear that the Saurians have learned of our mission. If my fears prove true, the Star Generator and the people of our universe are in serious jeopardy. The Star Generator is a miraculous device. Used as intended, it will help preserve life for eons to come. Used as a device for evil, it would cause the destruction of millions of lives and enslave all who oppose the Saurians. Encoded within this cartridge are all plans and specifications for the construction of the star generator. Should any disaster befall the star generator project, scientists will be able to create a duplicate of the star generator with this information. Please guard this with your life. Return it to Xenon ruling body as quickly as is possible. Important note, the star generator is capable of self-destruction. This was introduced to the system as a precaution. To activate it, one must enter the code 6858. A 5-minute timer will begin to count down. Beware. Anyone within 5 kilometers of the star generator will be in danger once the timer has been initiated. Please be careful, and good luck. Now, something very important to do right here. You wisely retrieve the cartridge from its slot. You turn the key and suddenly the jet turbines begin to whir. The skimmer begins to shake beneath you as its platform slowly moves into the launch tube. You can't help but wonder what you've gotten yourself into this time. As you nervously hang on, the skimmer rises slowly to the surface of the planet via a secret passage. Welcome to the worst part of this game. Sierra action sequences are the literal worst. Save early, save often. Upon reaching the surface, you throttle up and zoom off into the sunset. The settlement the alien spoke of appears on the horizon. Now you can only hit 5 of these rocks before it's game over. And there we go. Had you eaten a few less donuts during the mission, you might have cleared that rock, Roger Wilco. Now, the engine noise of the skimmer is pretty annoying, and I think it would be far less so if instead of having that pause when it loops, it was a continuous loop. Whew, that was pretty intense. You've managed to successfully navigate through the treacherous boulder field and are quite relieved to see that you've reached the settlement. And I only died twice, which is actually really good. After a truly stone-crushing journey, you have miraculously arrived safely in Ulan's Flats. And just in time, too, because the skimmer's power cell has been drained. It will take some time to recharge itself. This place isn't quite what you had expected. It is semi-bleak at best. Always make sure to take your keys, kids. Say, this is a genuine fountain sand skimmer. I've been looking for one just like it. I wonder if you would accept 30 buckazoids. Fine, be that way. Now, if you didn't take your key, it'd be stolen, despite its power being dead. Okay, this is my final offer, and I'm only doing it because you look like you need it pretty bad. I'll give you 30 buckazoids, and I'll throw in this swell jetpack. I only used it once. Works great in zero gravity. You'll love it. Is it a deal? Yes or no? You need that jetpack. Glad we could do business. I'll just take that key. Thank you kindly. Hope your stay in Euland's Flats is an interesting one. And after that harrowing thing, I think we need a drink. What'll it be? I got beer and it's 2 buckazoids. You have one of those coupons, huh? Here's your 5 buckazoids and your free beer. Enjoy. What coupon? I hear you ask, hypothetical viewer. Well, this is an old big box game. And the nice thing about old big box games is a lot of times they would come with feelies. And this game comes with 2 that can be used in this town. A coupon here in the bar for free beer and 5 buckazoids, and a coupon for a cheaper droid at the droid store. Let's enjoy our beer. The beer tastes like carbonated Zipple sweat. However, considering recent events, you could learn to love it. And this seems like a good place to leave Roger for the time being. Enjoying a beer, watching the Blues Brothers, after a long and harrowing journey through the desert. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.